order for them to get what they want, they have to commit genocide. Like after October 7th, which was a terrible thing to happen. We don't know all of how it happened or why it happened, but it was still terrible from a people that have been forced to live in an open air prison and under apartheid situation, and then monitored and harassed on a daily basis. So when they attack back, it's horrible. But then to kill as many of them as you can and flatten all their neighborhoods it showed me who you were, right? It wasn't a retaliation. It wasn't an investigation like go get the people that did it. It was a let's kill them all, and that's how they're brought up, and that's how Zionism is. Now, what I want to this first video I'm going to play is about how the Israelis were greeted once they after the World War II, and how the Palestinians opened up their arms and doors to them, and then betrayed them because they believe they share everything.
Palestinians were like, yes, Jews, Armenians, you're both welcome, come. Of course we'll let you in.
My maternal grandmother was born in Haifa because after the Armenian genocide, the stories that my grandmother told my mother about how the Palestinian Muslims treated Armenian refugees who were obviously overwhelmingly Christian was incredible. They were welcoming.
As Jews moved to Palestine, Palestinians were welcoming them because they saw the Jewish people coming in as brothers and sisters escaping persecution.
To Zionists here and everywhere.
These people came on ships holding up signs about World War II saying, please, we're refugees, let us into your home. And the Palestinians opened their doors to them. This is the story of Muhammad Hadid and Bella Hadid. Yeah, the model, Gigi Hadid. His mother had just given birth. They allowed these refugees, these Polish refugees, to live in their homes as refugees because they wanted to help them following a world war.
We let you into our homes when your own countries tried to murder you and everyone else turned you away. We fed you and we clothed you. We gave you shelter and we shared from the bounty of our land with you.
And then one day,
and when the time was right,
Palestinians who were letting Jewish Europeans live in their homes come home and they find the locks changed. And they were like, wait, why can't I get into my home? And then the family, the Israeli family on the inside just simply wouldn't open the door and wouldn't talk to them, wouldn't let them in.
They came back to their houses and the doors were locked. They came home, the doors were locked, and guns were being held, and they were told, leave right now, or some soldiers are going to come murder you.
You kicked us out of our homes and homeland. Then you killed and robbed and burned and looted our lives.
Do you guys understand? Just go through that in your head.
And so, in the mind of the Palestinian, this was just an upending of, wait a minute, we welcome you in, we put you in our house, we fed you, and then the first opportunity you had, you stole our home from us. They couldn't reconcile this.
You carved out our hearts because it is clear that you do not know how to live in the world without dominating others. But the world is finally glimpsing the terror we have endured at your hands for so long. And they are seeing the reality of who you are and who you've always been.
Imagine your family has lived on that land for hundreds and hundreds of years. And then you say, oh, you know what, the Ukrainian war is happening right now, I feel really bad. I'm gonna allow a Ukrainian to live in my house, maybe here in Tennessee. And you allow them and you share with them, and you do this out of the kindness of your heart. And one day you come back to your house and the doors are locked, and those refugees that you let in are telling you that if you try to open that door, you are going to die. That's a fact, no one can dispute that. There was no money, there was no trade, there was no conversation. They were effectively hijacked in their own homes. So the entire story of Israel has been immoral.
So that was about American history, and I can't believe I'm actually agreeing with Candace Owens. But that what happened. That's what happened. We didn't learn that it happened. That was an American historian talking about it. We didn't learn that that's what's happened. It's not in the storybooks, and I've read books on early life in Israel, and that wasn't part of the story. But that is part of the story that they hide and don't share. Now, every politician that says Israel is good and they're our partners in the area, then that's what America is, and we're complicit. You know what I'm saying? Because the Americans did the same thing to the Indians, Native Americans. I apologize, the Native Americans. So that's Zionism. That's colonialism. And it's like, okay, so I understand why the people in power, the liberals, the conservatives, have no problem with what's happening over there and the history of Israel and Zionism, because that's our history too. The exact same history. That has to stop. We have to, and you know, when you start doing this type of stuff, you see David Parkman. He's been listed as he talked about the health of Trump, and now he's on the White House. He's an independent media person. Now he's on the WhiteHouse.org website as being listed as a terrorist, someone who is against the government because he talked about the president's health. That's what they want to do. They want to silence everyone to get under control. That's why they wanted to get control of TikTok, give it to Larry Ellison, and that's why they wanted to get control of CBS, CNN, 60 Minutes. All that's going to be gone because they don't want the truth to get out, and they're going to start coming after independent media first. So when I started, doing this and showing these videos and talking about what I see as the truth, I immediately, of course, you worry about it. I don't have the audience that anyone else has, but of course, it's still something to think about because my feeds, YouTube, everything, my social media is full of all these truths and talking about real history. But then, I've totally, you can't call me anti-Semitism because I started out by saying that, I used to say, I don't give a damn about any Semitism. I don't know what it is. You can't call me anti-Semite. I don't know what a Semite is. That's when I started. But now I don't have to say that anymore because I know that, first of all, I know they're not Semites. They're not from the area. I know they came from came from Europe. These are European Jews. And then they're hell-bent. And they took the houses. They took everything from the people. And now you see why they were attacked by everybody in the region because they were attacking the people's land. That they were taking the houses. And then they're only backed up. You have people right now who are banned from going into England because England believes that they should give unfettered support, nothing in return, support for Israel, meaning that you could talk about United States, you could talk about England as a citizen, but you can't talk about Israel. How does that make any sense? They're trying to outlaw us talking about the actions of another teeny ass little country in the Middle East that's causing havoc around the world. I don't know how that's being done or why that's being done. Oh, well, I know why. It's the grift. It's the money. We give them money. They give it back to the politicians, and it just keeps on going. That's why we haven't heard the truth. And all these media outlets are talking about, I'm talking about 60 Minutes, all these, CNN, all these media outlets that are saying they were telling the truth. They don't talk about this. Right? They don't present the proof. I've never seen a documentary talking about the Israelis, what happened after when they got to the Middle East, what happened when they arrived to Palestine, and how they took the people's houses. I have yet to hear a story about that. And I don't know why that is, or I do know why that is, because they're cowards, and basically they're under control of Israel.